Okay, so you're using the combo version. Why do you use it? What do you like about the machine?
I like the combo because you can use the Cheyenne handle, so it's a lot easier to adjust. And I just like using the Flite because it runs a lot softer than the normal Cheyenne Hawk.
Obviously, I've used everything from like the R1. Now I've like gone through specifics, and like now that we've got the V2, man, so I'll never put anything else down. And we're just so lucky to be a part of it. It's a great team and a bit of a great family going on. So we're very lucky.
Cool. What about you?
Yeah, definitely, man. I only came into the scene recently. I'm the newest member to Inkjecta. Probably 2012 was the first convention I did with all the guys, and I felt like a fucking fish out of water, excuse the French. But yeah, everyone came in and just was like a, big family, so welcoming, and yeah, it took a while, but eventually, got on board the team, just kept repping, and it happened, so it's good times.
Yep.
Really, it's just a consistent, beautiful machine. No troubles with it breaking down. You always get a consistent flow with it. It's just a very, very easy machine to use.
Oh, I love Inkjecta. I've been using them for about 5 years now, and they're really consistent. And I just feel that I can tattoo anything that I want, any technique that I want with this machine. It enables me to tattoo in any style, and they're really easy to use. And I like how you can adjust the throw on there as well for different techniques. And they're just really consistent, really good machines.
Oh man, there's a lot I like about the machine. Number one would have to be the precision you get, similar to that of a Hawk, I would suppose. But I've used a lot of different machines, but I've never had one that can have the ability to do pretty much everything that you could need it to do, from solid color packing down to the smoothest black and gray.
It does everything, and it works. Like if I get bored really easy, so if I get stuck or if I get too comfortable, I can just change the machine and it's different and it's still fun.
Honestly, I've never found a better machine. I can do everything with it. There's things I can do with that I can't do with coils and other machines. Ever since I picked it up and Kyle introduced me to it, and I've never touched anything else.
Yeah, they're just amazing, man. They've made tattooing a million times easier for me than I could have ever hoped.
It's quick, efficient, smooth, and it's just like I can just move very quickly through it, and I can get, like, it doesn't sort of bog down towards the end of a tattoo, so you can go really long, and it kind of just keeps powering through it. It doesn't slow down, so you can just bang them out real fast. I love them. They're just real easy to use. They're light. You can maneuver them around really easily. They're just, good machine.
I'm Byron from Inkjecta, and I'm from Adelaide, South Australia, and I'm co-owner of Inkjecta Pneumatics, and here we are at the Sydney Expo, and going to have a chat about our products.
For how long have you been building machines now?
Well, as far as the company itself goes, I think we've been around about 5 or 6 years we've been doing it.
What was your biggest challenge so far?
So I guess to elaborate on that, we faced tremendous challenges. If you want to talk about distribution, there were challenges because for us in Australia, we're a long way away from America being a very main market, and then again in Europe. So for us, we had to be very careful about our approach into those markets. So they were challenging, and to find the right partnerships with people that we believed were of the same foundations that we have, and that is, the industry.
So when you look back, who or what influenced you the most?
I think we influence each other the most. It's our, we were only talking the other night, Chris and I, that, he's in the back of my ear and I'm in the back of his. And that is what probably motivates us and influences us the most, is each other. And the fact that we're tattooists and we sell our tattoo machines to our peers. That is a huge influence on us, because we walk amongst them every time we come to a convention. They spend their hard-earned money on our products. So it's of the most importance that we give them what they're spending their money for, and that's quality and assurance that we're tattooists and we appreciate every dollar they spend on our machines.
Okay, and what does the Inkjecta family, all your artists, what do they mean to you? Like, because what I experienced when looking at you guys here, for example, at the convention, it's like there's a certain, you're not just sponsoring them, there's a certain bond. So what do they mean to you? How do you all got together?
It's really similar to pretty much what we've discussed already, and it was just, everyone asked me, they email me, how do we become part of the Inkjecta sponsorship crew, and what do we do to get involved? And I struggle to answer it, because the involvement started with Mick. We all hung out together at shows, and he became someone that helped us get to a good starting point with product. Mick was doing really well in Australia and starting to get some notoriety overseas, and that was a transition for us to just make him somewhat of a partner with us, because that's how we look at it. We don't look at it as Chris and me and them. It's us. We're all a part of it. We ask their opinions on everything.
Well, the Inkjecta is kind of like a machine that helps me work faster than any other machine, and I'm not really that fast, so it is kind of like a tool that helps a lot with that. And it also gives me like the possibility to use smaller groups of needles without hurting the client so much as well, because they're pretty much like any rotary machine are really like painful to use when you use small needles. They like create some sort of trauma to the skin, but with the use of those springs on it, it's sort of like make it a little bit more softer to the touch. So it replicates what a coil machine can do without having all the difficulties and dramas with the tune-up and the maintaining of a good tattoo machine.
I like that it's free. No, I'm joking.
I pretty much like everything about the Inkjecta. It makes the ink go in really nice. I get really good saturation out of it. I do a different style to most of the guys that I work with, but it works really great for me as well.
I like that originally when this machine first started, it was Chris and Byron's plan to have input from many different artists on what they liked and what they wanted with the machine, and it created this baby. So I mean, this is the tattoo artist machine. We all created it together to make this thing. So, I like it because it works.
I like it. It's really consistent. It's a solid machine, and it's got so many variations, as opposed to any other rotary on the market. You can change everything to suit your style, whatever you're into. Definitely my pick of the bunch.
I just love the machine. It works really well. It hits really hard. For me, I work pretty solid and pretty quick, so I use like a really long stroke and the hard bar, and it pumps color in very quick. And it feels a little bit like a coil, like it has a little bit of give, and you can sort of use it really effectively.
They're just really smooth. They run really clean. I love how adjustable they are. You can cater specifically to how you want a machine to run. You can do that with coil machines, but you don't have all the messing around with all the tiny components of a coil machine. So yeah, they're great. Love them.
Yeah, Byron actually just sort of threw it in my hand one day. You know, it was before it was out. You know, I get to see all the prototypes and stuff, and it was just amazing. The softness of it. It really just opens up the throw you've got. You know, just being able to press in before it blows out. You've got so much more room. Where I find with other machines, it's really sort of, you've got this little area of too deep, not deep, you know, and it's just, you can hang it out, and for lining and shading soft as well. So yeah, love them.
I come to work every day. It works the same day in and day out, and it's just super smooth on the skin. I just can't tattoo with anything else. Like, as soon as I got this, I sold all my coils, and I only use that. Everything. It's amazing.
It's just so dynamic. Like, you can just use it for everything. With the grips as well, you can just change over needles as soon as you need them. It's like, for me, it's real handy. It's just light, quiet, and you don't get the vibration as well. So, I'm just pumps in whatever you want to do. Like, the different setups makes it easy to achieve whatever goal you want to do with your tattoo. So,
especially line work for me, they make it easy because they run really consistent, so you can get really fine line work and nice tapers. It's really easy to get solid colour. It also heals really well because it's so consistent, so it's good for me, good for the customer. I just find them really easy.
I love Inkjecta just because of what it's done for my tattooing. I really feel like it's improved it. I have less vibration in my hands now because they're so quiet and smooth. I love the fact that I can adjust everything to what tattoo I want to do, and if I have my favorite machine, I can just adjust for what I need it for that piece, and I can change it every time if I need to. And I love the fact that I don't have to set up like 7 machines in order to work anymore. I can just have this one and interchange out and have it exactly the way I like it every time I need it without having to tune it up every single time.
So the Flite is kind of like your flagship now, right?
Absolutely, but not intentionally. We have just as much time for the specific 3 as we do the Flite. But what we ended up realising, and I already discussed, was the fact that it was hard for us to keep up with the specific. So it's not as though we don't love the specific just as much as the Flite, but the Flite has become, I guess, our trademark machine now. It was made for many reasons, and the final product really ended up being pretty good. And after, the way we created this system was kind of risque, but we used a lot of the feedback that we got from our other products and sort of decided that with the system that we kind of created with the flex bars or the give bars or whatever you want to call them, that we put 3 in a box and 3 cams and gave the people the choice of a different setup, because everybody tattoos different. I get asked nearly every day, how do I set my machine up? And I say, well, I set it up how I set it up because I tattoo how I tattoo, but you tattoo totally different, so you will set it up differently. So generally what I would usually do is ask them how they set up their current machine of use. So whatever the brand they are using, coil be it, rotary be it, whatever, I'll say, how do you run that? And then I'll effectively tell them how to run the Flite and how to set it up, because every combination will run that machine differently. Now there's 4 cams and 4 bars. You times them that all by whatever amount it is, and there's so many different combinations to set that machine up. And then you add to that the fact that you can run it at 9 volts all the way to 23 volts safely.